Welcome to Movie Recap, a channel dedicated to those addicted to movies. Our focus is to showcase the best recap of your favorite flick. Sit back, grab your popcorn and get ready to be amazed by San Andreas. Following a massive earthquake, Ray, a rescue chopper pilot, and his estranged wife try to find and save their daughter before another disaster strikes. Spoilers ahead. In the San Fernando Valley, a teenage girl called Natalie is driving when a rockslide forces her automobile over the edge, sending it tumbling sharply down the hill and trapping Natalie and her car in a wedge above probable death. Ray Gaines and his rescue crew fly in from their helicopter to save Natalie. Joby, one of Ray's teammates, descends on a rope in an effort to steady the vehicle. Joby's arm is forced up against the hill by the sliding automobile. Before the automobile crashes to the ground, Ray descends and rescues Natalie. Joby uses his strong arm to give Ray the thumbs up. Dr. Lawrence Hayes is lecturing his students at Caltech on the global history of catastrophic earthquakes. After that, Lawrence is contacted by his friend and co-worker Dr. Kim Park regarding some nearby seismic activity. Ray wants to spend time with his daughter Blake on his day off. She informs him that she has plans with both Emma, her mother, and Daniel, Emma's new boyfriend. Ray's situation is made worse when he receives divorce papers in an envelope. When he enters Blake's former room, he discovers a photo of the three of them along with Mallory, Ray's second daughter who sadly drowned while rafting. To monitor and document the seismic activity, Lawrence and Kim traveled to the Hoover Dam. However, Kim realizes that there is currently a far more powerful earthquake occurring. The dam starts to break as the ground starts to tremor. Everyone is instructed to leave the dam by Lawrence. Kim notices a young girl hiding in fright as everyone flees. As the concrete begins to crumble beneath him, he grabs her and flees to safety. Kim throws the young girl to Lawrence, who catches her, knowing he won't make it. Kim orders the girl to close her eyes as he impales his foot on a steel rod. Kim is taken by the bursting of the dam. Lawrence sees his friend die horrified as the building collapses. Before they go out on a journey to Daniel's house in San Francisco, Ray meets with Blake, Emma, and Daniel. When Ray finds out that Emma has already moved in with Daniel in a new high-rise that he assisted in building, he is less than pleased. The three take a flight to San Francisco, where Daniel reassures Blake that he has no desire to take the place of her father in her life. A reporter called Serena approaches Lawrence about the terrible incident in Nevada. Despite having some reluctance in light of Kim's passing, Lawrence continues the interview. When some of Lawrence's co-workers notice stronger seismic activity all over the San Andreas fault, it is interrupted. Lawrence understands that danger is coming to all of the major cities. Blake visits Daniel's workplace, an office complex. She meets Ben and his younger brother Ollie, both pleasant British men, there. Ben finds it annoying when Ollie keeps talking to Blake despite the fact that Ben and Blake are obviously drawn to one another. Ollie is left with Blake as Ben leaves to interview Daniel. She jots down her phone number for Ben after some time of speaking. Emma and Daniel's sister Susan are having lunch in Los Angeles when Susan says something disrespectful about Mallory's passing. While Ray is in his helicopter, Emma answers a call from him. Emma observes the table's silverware swaying while they converse. The entire structure begins to tremble as a powerful earthquake strikes. Ray can see a freeway that has collapsed. He orders Emma to sprint to the roof so he can find her there. As the earthquake intensifies, objects fall and crush individuals. When Susan rushes to the exit, the building has already collapsed, causing her to fall and die. Everyone rushes downstairs as Emma tries to lead them to the roof. When she reaches the roof, she witnesses the other buildings falling. As the building begins to burn, Ray is able to locate her. She can grasp a safety harness that he drops. Just before the structure is completely destroyed, Emma rushes to it. Ray flies her off. As the earthquake strikes, Daniel and Blake are being driven out of the parking garage. Blake's legs are pinned down as a result of the driver being killed and crushed. Blake is imprisoned there. Daniel claims he is going to get assistance, but he flees like a coward and informs the guard of the situation. Ben hears what is happening and rushes downstairs with Ollie to save her. They attempt to remove the rubble, but it is too heavy. Before Blake is entirely crushed, Ben searches the car's trunk for something to raise the vehicle and flatten the tires in order to free her. As the brothers move through the streets, Blake follows them. Due to poor cell coverage, they visit an electronics store to phone Ray. Although Blake is with Ben and Ollie, she claims that Daniel abandoned her to her parents. To be saved, they resolve to meet in Colt Tower. Emma contacts Daniel and threatens to murder him after they hang up with Blake. When another earthquake strikes, Daniel is idly meandering across the city. In order to dodge the strong wind that comes next, he pushes a man who is holding onto a pole. After being hit in LA, the helicopter begins to malfunction. Ray and Emma are compelled to make a shopping mall crash landing in Bakersfield. They observe shoplifters and then notice a pickup truck. Up until a punk puts a gun to his head, Ray tries to hotwire the machine. Ray grabs the weapon, takes out the man, and then speeds off in the automobile. They keep talking about what happened to Mallory and how it affected them and their marriage as they travel. An elderly couple trying to wave them down is driven past by them. They come to a stop just before the earth begins to split apart along the San Andreas fault. Returning to the pair, Ray and Emma express their gratitude for the advice. When Ray finds out that the man owns a plane, they exchange it for the vehicle. As they move on, Blake, Ben, and Ollie notice that Colt Tower is on fire. They find a fire vehicle and gather some supplies from it. Blake then decides to head to Nob Hill in order to attain a greater elevation. Ben is reluctant, but Ollie, who has grown to trust Blake, supports her choice. When an aftershock occurs, a piece of glass pierces Ben's thigh. He is carried to safety by Blake after he makes him a tourniquet. The water levels are dropping when Ray and Emma arrive in San Francisco. A massive tsunami is about to strike the city. Emma and Ray board a motorboat and sail to safety. Ben, Ollie, and Blake enter Daniel's unfinished building to seek refuge. They kiss as he tells her she is unbelievable and assists Ben. The water builds up before crashing into the city. A cargo ship flies over and drops a freight container directly on top of Daniel as he is running down the Golden Gate Bridge. The remaining portions of the bridge are demolished, and thousands of people die. Blake and Ollie can see Ray and Emma riding the boat by the high rise. She uses a laser pointer to warn her parents so they can find her. Later, when the building begins to sag, the water level rises. Ray gives Emma a kiss and makes a commitment to free their girl. While Ben transports Ollie to a higher location, he dashes into the structure to save Blake. As the door won't budge, Ray discovers Blake locked in another room. She declares her love for Ray as he tries to free her. As she passes out, Ray finds Ben and Ollie and rescues her. Emma rams the boat into the structure and rescues everyone. Blake appears to have passed away as Ray performs CPR on her. Ray doesn't give up, and he ultimately succeeds in saving her. The family and the boys seek sanctuary at a camp in Marin County once the disaster is finally over. All those who lost their houses and loved ones are receiving assistance. Emma and Ray seem to have made up. Although Ben insists it's the other way around, he appreciates Ben for being there for Blake. "What now?" Emma queries Ray. He states, "Now we rebuild." We really hope you enjoyed today's recap of San Andreas. Please leave a comment below on what you loved about the movie and why. Be sure to like the video and please don't forget to support our channel by subscribing so you don't miss any amazing content. Until next time, lights, camera, action. We look forward to seeing you in our next video.